All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just talking about ideas. We're going to get our hands dirty with a real-world case study. We're breaking down an actual solar proposal for a small business to see if turning a plain old rooftop into a power source is just a cool idea, or if it's actually a really smart money move.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Most commercial rooftops, they just sit there, right? Baking in the sun. But what if all that sunlight wasn't a problem, but an asset? An asset that, well, that makes you money and saves you a ton. That's the big question we're digging into.
So let's get right into it. We're going to peel back the layers of a professional solar proposal piece by piece. By the time we're done here, you're going to see exactly how a business goes from staring down a huge energy bill to actually producing its own clean power.
Okay, first things first, let's set the stage. Why would any business even think about a major investment like this? Well, it almost always starts with one big nagging problem that just won't go away: the electricity bill.
So here's our starting point. The business in our case study is using, on average, just over 10,000 kilowatt hours of electricity every single month. To put that into context for you, that's about enough juice to power 10 typical family homes. It's a lot of energy just to keep the lights on and the business running.
And all that energy, well, it adds up to a huge financial headache. For any small business owner, a big variable cost like your power bill is a nightmare. It makes it tough to budget, and it eats right into your bottom line. It's a problem that's just begging for a better solution.
Okay, so we've got the problem. Now what's the fix? Well, let's take a look at the proposed solution. It's pretty elegant, it's technologically solid, and it literally sits right on top of the building. The tech we're talking about is a grid-connected solar PV system. Now what's so smart about this is how simple it is. The solar panels make power that the business uses first. But, and this is the key part, it's not totally off-grid. The business stays connected to the utility, which acts like a perfect backup for nighttime, for cloudy days, or anytime you just need more power than the sun is giving you. It really is the best of both worlds.
So here are the nitty-gritty details for this specific project. It's a 45 kilowatt system designed perfectly for a small commercial roof. And get this, look at that lifespan, 25 years. We're not talking about a quick fix here. This is a serious long-term infrastructure investment. It's built to pay you back for decades.
Okay, now for the really cool part. This is where it gets exciting. We've seen the problem, we've seen the tech, so now let's see what this actually does for the business's bottom line. How does this system really change the financial picture? Just look at these numbers, the before and the after. The business starts out pulling over 10,000 kilowatt hours from the grid each month. Then the new solar system kicks in, and it's expected to generate between 5,400 and 6,000 of those kilowatt hours itself. And the result? Now the business only has to buy about half of what it used to from the utility. That is a massive, massive drop.
And this chart just makes it so clear, doesn't it? That huge bar on the left, that's the old way. That's the big bill. And the much smaller one on the right, that's the new reality. The business has basically cut its dependence on the grid by 55 to 60%. That visual says it all, really. It's a total game changer in how they get their power.
But what does that actually mean for their bank account, right? That's the big question. Well, based on their local electricity rates, this works out to an estimated monthly savings of somewhere between $970 and $1,300. That's real cash that stays in the business every single month. And if you pull back and look at the whole year, the numbers get even crazier. We're talking about saving somewhere between $11,000 and almost $16,000 a year. That's money that used to just go straight to the utility company. Now they can put that back into the business, hire someone, buy new equipment, or, just take it home as profit. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but what's the catch? What's it going to cost to get there? What's that upfront number, and how long till it actually starts paying you back? So the proposal puts the total project cost at around $40,000 to $45,000. And yeah, that's a big number, no doubt about it. It's a real investment, and it's the first hurdle any business has to think about. But right after that big price tag comes the most important number in this whole thing: the payback period. In just 3.5 to 4.5 years, the savings from the electricity bill will have completely paid for the cost of the system. And from that point on, it's pure upside. And you might be thinking, this is going to be some huge, disruptive construction project, right? Nope. The installation itself is actually incredibly fast. You can see from the timeline here, the whole shebang, from the first survey to a fully working system, is usually done in just 1 to 2 months. It's a quick, smooth path to making your own power.
So we've covered the problem, the tech, the savings, and the cost. But honestly,
The real magic of this whole thing, the true power of this investment, kicks in after it's paid off. Let's look at the long game here.
I absolutely love this line from the proposal because it's so direct. Very low electricity cost for 20-plus years. Think about that. Once the system's paid for itself in year 4 or so, this business gets 2 more decades of electricity at almost zero cost. I mean, what a massive competitive advantage that is.
And the wins just keep stacking up. You get bills that are suddenly predictable and low. You're not worried about electricity prices going up anymore. Your business is more profitable, you get this great green image, and the tech itself, it's famously reliable. You barely have to touch it. It's just a win-win-win across the board.
So it all comes down to this, really. When you step back and look at it, an investment that just quietly does its job every single day for a quarter of a century, turning a free resource, the sun, into thousands of dollars a year, you really have to ask yourself, is the sun the best silent partner a business could ever ask for? Looking at these numbers, it's pretty hard to argue with that.